called better. And the reason why many of us get frustrated, beloved brothers and sisters, is because many of us, even though we're in the church, that we don't really understand how it is that God really works. Because if we understood how it was that God really works, we wouldn't allow every device that the enemy brings to our life to cause us to feel defeated. Y'all ain't talking to me. I'll talk to y'all over here. Because if you really understood how it is that God works, you would not allow every challenge that the enemy throws at you to make you feel as if you're nothing, as if you're nobody. Can I help y'all real fast? Because if you catch this principle, I might not have to preach too much longer, but check out how God works. Let me just help you. This is the way God works. Check it out. Check it out. The way God works is somehow, some way, what God does is he'll take the good things of your life, and then he'll take the bad things of your life, and he'll put them together and make them work out for you good. But not only does he do that, he'll take, watch this, he'll take the bad things of your life, and then he'll take the good things of your life, and he'll put them together and make them work out for you good. But he'll also take, watch this, the good things of your life, and he'll take the good things of your life, and he'll put them together and make them work out for you good. But what trips me out about God more than anything else is how he can take the bad things of your life and the bad things of your life and still put them boogers together and make them work out for you good. Why? Because we know that all things work together. Oh, I wish I had some help up in here. Everything's working for my benefit. So when I come through it, I'm not coming through it with an attitude. I'm coming through it with a mindset of gratitude, because I know that once I come out of it, it's going to be better than it was when I went in. So because I understand that, my dear brothers and sisters, because I understand that, then two things have to change in my life. What's the first thing that has to change in my life, Dr. Sapp? I'm so very glad you asked me. The first thing that has to change in my life is my perception of my situation. How I view my situation has to change. Because every trouble, every trial that God allows in my life has a purpose. There's a purpose behind every trial. There's a purpose behind every trouble. There's a purpose behind every situation in my life. So what I need to do is rather than complaining about where I am, rather than lamenting over where I am, I need to step back and examine the purpose of my trouble, because behind every trouble there is a purpose. Y'all looking at me strange. In other words, I got to learn how not to be a pessimistic individual. I got to learn how to be an optimistic individual. I got to learn how not to look at my glass as half empty. Y'all ain't talking. I got to look at my glass as half full. Y'all saying nothing to me. In other words, I got to stop complaining about where I am, and I just need to step back and look at it. And I need to say to myself, I don't understand why I'm in this position, because the truth of the matter is this don't make much sense to me. Why does it make sense to you? Why? Because I didn't sow this, so I shouldn't have to reap this. Y'all ain't talking to me up in here. Some stuff I should just be able to send back to the pit of hell, because the truth of the matter is if I didn't sow it, I shouldn't have to reap it. So there has to be a purpose for it in my life. And what I've learned is the only reason why the devil trips in my life is because somehow, some way, he done peeked into my future, and he sees what God's about to bring me into, and he's trying to frustrate me into quitting before I walk into the promised place of God for my life. But he should have got you before you got here this morning. He should have got you before you walked into this door, because now that you done walked up in here, you understand that I'm too close to quit now. I wonder, is there anybody here under the sound of my voice that understands that you're too close to quit? You done came through hell, you done came through struggle, you done came through crisis, and now that God's got you here, it must be something. It must be something special about me. It must be, because the enemy would not be acting this type of fool in my life if what I was about to walk into wasn't going to blow his mind. It must be something about me that the enemy is trying to stop me from gasitating to, trying to stop me from laying my hands to. He's trying to frustrate me into giving up before I get it. But I'm too close now. So the first thing that needs to change is my perception, how I view my situation. But then the next thing that has to change, watch this, brothers, is my vocabulary. God, I can't get no help in this Presbyterian church. I'm going to say it again. The next thing that needs to change is my vocabulary. I've learned something. I've learned something, Pastor Robinson. I've learned something. I've learned that the reason why many of us are in a bad position has more to do with what comes out of our mouths than the enemy. Okay, y'all gonna be quiet up in here. I say it one more time. Some of the stuff that we're blaming on the devil ain't really the devil. Some of the stuff that we're in is because we don't understand who we are in God. Because if we really understood who we were in God, half the stuff that comes out of our mouths would never come out. Y'all looking at me strange. See, let me help you real fast. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You need to understand that you are created in his image and in his likeness. And because you were created in his image and likeness, the same creative ability that he had back then is the same creative ability that you have right now. You need to understand that when he created the heavens and the earth, he did not touch nothing with his hands, but everything he did, he spoke it into existence. And that's the reason why some of y'all in hell, because you don't know the creative ability that you have in your mouth. Do you not understand, beloved brothers and sisters, that death and life is in the power of your tongue? Do you not understand that the enemy begins to tremble every time you get ready to open up your mouth, because he recognizes you possess the ability to bind and loose. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So stop walking around here laying your hands on stuff and just open up your mouth, declare and decree that the rest of my days is going to be the best. If godly in Christ Jesus, you're going to suffer persecution. I told you that many